I don't know where to begin. We talked about so many issues, and I also don't want to take up too much of your time, maybe a minute, just about a minute or so. But I do want to kind of share with you some of the things that we talked about, and how we have actually also talked about them in the past many times in our Bridges meetings, many times. And one of the issues always comes up: who is a terrorist, who is not. We've talked with them so many times. But one of the things that at least has come up, a positive from Bridges, is when Carmen is sitting there, when head of FBI used to sit there, still does sometime, head of police is sitting there. God forbid something like a terrorist attack happened like it did a few years ago in our town. And I could see how they were talking. They were so careful. I think they were that way because they knew us. They met us pretty much every month. All of those guys you saw on podium, with the speaker, and everybody's hearing them. They were extremely careful how to address the people who did it to us. And not only that, Governor and the President himself, he again and again warned against discrimination against us as Muslims. So I think you should know that that's something I am convinced has come out of our interaction with Bridges. Other thing is, as I think a number of you said, and I think Malik said, other people also said the same thing. One of the issues we have, and I hate to break it to you, maybe you already knew, that when we have concerns, we don't bring them up. I mean, somehow we think they will close our eyes and they will just go away. The fact is they are not going to go away, and they will not go away unless we address these folks, unless we bring them to attention. And one way of doing that is certainly talk to these guys, and most people won't. Most people want to pick up a phone and call FBI, and somebody just call it back. But they can tell us. They can tell the community folks, presidents of centers and other people that and eventually we will bring them under Bridges. And that's what we do. Actually, one of the workings of Jim is sitting there, Jim and Alok and others know that we go on a conference call every month and we talk about just the same thing. What are the community issues that we should be talking about? And unless you bring them up to us, we don't know. I mean, there is this lady that all of us know, lives in the same town as I do, and she tells me years later, I was driving in Lexington, and this guy driving in the truck told me, go back to Middle East or whatever, go back to your home, and she was wearing a hijab, and she said it happened to her not once, twice. So I'm sure it happens, more frequently than that. But unless you guys tell us, you tell somebody, it's not going to go away. So I just wanted to mention that to you. The media, what's happening in the media, they certainly, we cannot affect it. I tell these folks again and again, we don't have the podium, we don't have the voice in the media, but they do. And because they interact with us when they do talk to media, they handle it, I think, differently than they would have done if they had not known us. Right, Carmen? I think that's correct. So that's pretty much what I want to say, and thank you very much for being here, and let's keep talking. Thank you very much.